Hi there, I'm Lipka, and this is the Apatros Review. Now in this episode we take a look at a video game called Quest for Saddam, which was released on 14th of May 2003 and developed and published by Crudely Entertainment. It is runnable on most post-2005 PCs and even works on Windows 10.
You know the difference between the Republican God and a falafel? Falafel has killed more people.
Now right after the Al-Qaeda terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center in New York and the Pentagon, Washington DC, and were it not for the heroic sacrifice of the passengers of United Flight 93, possibly the White House as well, on the morning of September 11, 2001, a good deal of patriotism was generated by Americans sufficiently shocked by the astounding human death toll. 2,977 people died that day from those attacks, and loss of an icon New York skyline. That many Americans decided to give back to their country by either joining the armed forces so they can go after the unholy demonic terrorists that cause their pain and rightfully kick their asses, or for the figurehead of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, wasn't located until a decade later, but others decided to show their patriotism another way. Jason Petrilla, a budding amateur video game designer, quickly put together a brief game called Quest for Al-Qaeda, which was designed using the venerable Build engine, which was legendary for its use in the masterpiece of FPS gaming Duke Nukem 3D. So yeah, that was basically a Duke Nukem mod. To add to the Duke Nukem connection, the cheat code that allowed players in the game to be invincible against Jetpack, the Cornholio, also worked fully in this game as well. The game was extremely short, only 3 levels, which can be beaten under half an hour, actually under 15 minutes if you speedrun it, and wasn't very deep. Just a cheap way of showing your patriotism by killing the only enemy in the game, cartoon figures of Al-Qaeda terrorists, who shout random Arabic-sounding mumbo jumbo when they spot you and white turban with a beard. Unfortunately for the player, you never face off against bin Laden himself, as right after disposing of the last of his men, you enter the stairway to his lair and automatically see an expository endgame screen, which tells you that you've captured them. Also notable is that the game even credits you killing him, since the end stat screen credits you a possible 9 kills and there are only 8 bays in the final level. When the United States entered the Iraq War a couple of years later, Petrilla decided to make a sequel to his original game called Quest for Hussein, which had you going after Saddam Hussein across 6 levels filled with only one type of enemy, a generic cartoon image of an Iraqi soldier who says almost the same things as the baddies in the first game, but have actual faces to them, dark-skinned and sporting mustaches. And they are also only half as durable as mooks in the original game. But when 3D Realms threatened to sue him for lost royalty fees as by charging a price for his game, it was breaking the contract 3D Realms gives to all its users, Petrilla decided to remake his game in a different engine, this time creating the Quest for Saddam game, using the Torque engine, which was less versatile in the build, and level design was almost identical but mostly simplified with significantly less baddies to kill. Now, in Quest for Saddam, the sole enemy type in this game is a generic Iraqi soldier mook, as you can see. Designed as a typical stereotypical Iraqi person saying only one thing, an atrociously racist version of cartoon Arabic. Yeah, those guys. Not to mention being saddled with the most horrendous AI. You can literally walk within 5 meters of them, and as long as you don't fire a gun or get into his very narrow line of sight, you can stand and not be attacked. Hell, if you're not satisfied by that, the long range of the weapons in your arsenal means you can snipe them from halfway across the map and still take them down without getting shot. The mooks all go in with a single shot for interest to AR-18, shotgun or chain gun, or even the grenade launcher, but you still need to aim carefully to make sure you can hit them. Ooh, took that guy down. In addition to your standard weapon, as you can see that, which is an AR-18 assault rifle, you can see presently on your screen, that due to the perspective looks like you're shooting a long metal dick, which is basically the best weapon in the game in terms of balance. A single head or torso shot will kill any Iraqi mook instantly. There are the other 3 weapons. A pump shotgun that still has that unrealistically long range video game shotguns that I have, but shooting an enemy at close range with this one won't kill him as quickly as a close range blast will. A chain gun that's somewhat weaker than most video game versions of chain guns tend to be, since the precision of this is very sharp, limiting it to the baddie right in front of it, as well as eating for ammo extremely fast, and a grenade launcher, which has to be precise within a meter of the target to actually kill them. No infinite ammo here, and if you will have more than enough ammo to deal with enemies in the game. If you're careless, you literally shit out of luck. The range of all 4 weapons is ridiculously long to the point that if your eyesight is good enough, you can aim your AR-18 to get sniper-grade kills from targets from stupid ranges around halfway across the map. Best example for this will be level 4 when you're right above the waterfall and can see the mooks and the planes right before the base. You can snipe them there very easily. So in terms of weapons, this game ain't got any issues with that. Your health is represented by a green bar on the bottom right corner of your screen. Here actually looks like it's going, which is extremely simplistic and depletes by going down every time you take a hit. When under half, the bar begins to radiate to indicate you're close to death. Upon dying, you see a character fall into the ground with a similar animation to the mooks you kill, then the option to restart the level or load your game save. You can save your game manually at any time. Yeah, take that, you bastards. Now, the only health pickups here consist of two different colored blocks. White for a health kit you can pick up and carry with you, to an apparent limit of 3 in your invisible inventory, which you use up by pressing the H key on your keyboard, and which replenishes 50% of your health, and the red blocks which activate once you walk over them if you have any lost health, giving you 25% health back. Since your inventory is invisible, you need to make a mental note of how many health kits you currently carry. Although the easiest way is to not use any until you come across the next one, and once you fail to pick it up, you can activate one from your inventory by pressing H, and then replacing it by straight away picking up the fresh one you found. Now for level design. Being a remake for Quest for Hussein, the level design layout in Quest for Saddam is almost entirely identical in basic layout, but heavily simplified. So if you played Quest for Saddam before encountering this game, then you already have an idea of how the level goes. Although the sneaky tricks in the original game have been removed to make the game easier to play. As for sound, there is only a silent soundtrack and badly done one-liners of the hero equipping some astoundingly bad puns whenever you kill a mook. I'm just wasting shotgun ammo here. Now there is also one glitch in the third level where you come across an ammo pickup that doesn't work. No matter how many times you walk over it, it won't get picked up. It's next to the camel call-up machine if you're playing it. Now, it's not a terribly difficult game to beat. I don't know if there's any cheats for this game, but then again, the ease of this game makes cheats pointless, with the only difference between the 4 difficulty modes being the amount of damage enemy weapons inflict on your health bar. As I've already mentioned, the AI of the enemy is practically brain dead. Honestly, you can beat this game in under an hour, same as the original Quest for Hussein, although this one is a little quicker to beat due to the simplistic level design. Now, despite being obscure, the game is very easy to get and will run on most post-2005 PC systems. Even Windows 10 will run the game without any added technical issues. Now, despite the janky controls and technical bugs, this is a game that is somewhat easy to play, but only for a quickie game fix if you're at work and have a decent amount of lunch break time. The game is just a bad remake of a mediocre Duke Nukem mod, but at least by going after Saddam Hussein, you're doing your patriotic duty. Quest for Saddam gets a D, 2 out of 10. It's a bad game, but worth picking up if you're in the mood for some good dumb fun. Okay, now I do not do requests, but if you have any questions about DVDs or films, hit me up in the comment section, I'll be happy to answer. Okay, I hope you guys are staying safe, enjoy yourselves, and that's it for this review.